Hi. Oh, the lighting is good. Sun's hitting my face literally at the right angle. You're a bit rude. I'm filming a video. Ciao. So, as a subscriber of Jack Edwards, I saw that his recent content was Mid-Year Freakout Tag. Did I say that right? Mid-Year Freakout Tag. And I'm like, hold on. I've also been reading. And actually, I'm kind of proud of myself because I recently just picked up like reading a lot. I really have missed reading, and I did a law degree for 4 years, and in those 4 years I attempted to read Handmaid's Tale, and I couldn't even get up to 100 page. So did I read any fiction books during the last 4 years? Absolutely not. But how many books did I read in the last 2 weeks? 4. It's not to say that I can't read or I can't read fast. It's just that I just read a lot of cases, a lot of articles. It was exhausting, and I miss fiction books. So here we are. Mainly because I also love studying fiction books. I did A-level English lit, so that's where it's like my passion for reading and my passion for criticism kind of like grew. Not to say that I am a literary critic. I am not. I'm just a YouTuber. Yeah. Her channel is called Alison Pages, because her surname is Page and she's a booktuber, so it's Pages. Very smart. So please go follow her. But from her channel and her new video on Mid-Year Freakout Tag, I kind of like borrowed / stolen all the questions that we're gonna answer today in terms of this tag. So let's do that. So here are the books that I've read this year in order. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renée Edeloge. Michael J. Sandels' What Money Can't Buy. Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Jędrowski. I think I butchered the surname there. Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood. And finally, Andre Ackermann's Call Me By Your Name, which I finished like 2 days ago. Yeah. So within these books, we're gonna answer some questions. So first of all, first question is, best book you've read so far? Okay, so I was thinking, like, because I'm now on Goodreads, so follow me on Goodreads. I was thinking like, okay, cool, we have 0 to 5 stars in terms of ranking. I'm like, okay, but what if I just really like the book so much that it deserves more than 5 star? So I've named that category The Hill That I Will Die On. Like, the book's place on that hill, I will die on. I will fight anyone within reason of those books. There's only been 1 book there so far, and that is Toni Morrison's Beloved. But this year has been added. The second book that has been placed, awarded the spot on the hill that I will die on, is Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. My word. I want to scream, but there's people in the house. Love might be the word to describe this book, and I don't use that word very nonchalantly, you know? I don't just go up to people saying, oh my gosh, I love you so much. That's not me, because love is a very loaded word. That's a whole side topic. That was deep. But Ocean Vuong, this is so beautiful. I wanna cry. If you don't know what this book is, which many won't, because you know, there's a lot of books in the world, you don't know everything. So this is by Ocean Vuong. He is I think a quarter American, 3/4 Viet or something like that, but basically he's Viet American. And this is essentially, this whole book is a letter from Little Dog, the son of the mother, obviously. And it's kind of more of like, okay, I want to just tell you about like how I'm doing, but also reflection on the on his life so far. And now he's kind of like a writer. It's kind of like autobiographical, but it's not. So it's just like influences from his own life that he pulls through, and the way this man writes is just so beautiful. Like, hold on, let me actually find out. I'm actually trying to find it as soon as I can. Anyway, so it's just so like one of the points like with the beginning of the story, he says to his mother, because he cannot use English, he cannot speak English, I will be your English for you. And so that's kind of like also describing why the fact that this whole book is written in his perspective, despite the fact it's mainly his mother's story. I want to cry. And then part three. Best book I've ever read this year so far. Okay, the next question is best sequel you've read so far. And technically there's only one book that counts as sequel, and it's Heartstopper. I didn't buy volume 1, but I did read the webtoons until I think volume 3. I've watched Heartstopper, I think within the week that it has been out on Netflix, the series adaptation. I've watched it around 9 times. Yeah, first of all, they were very easy to watch because it's nice and lighthearted and really romantic, but also at the same time, like 8 or 9 episodes, 30 minutes each, bang out, let's go. But yeah, volume 2, and even if there's other sequels within the list of books that I've read this year, easily the best one. Ice Man, you have a way of showing feelings, and it's just so cute. And I haven't read like after the bit of the series, but I've heard from all my friends who have finished the whole webtoon that I'm about get ready for a cry, and I'm about to sneeze. So yeah, I'm just preparing myself to cry. Yeah. Next question: new releases you want to read. And I'm kind of mad at myself that I forgot to mention this book. It's called Portrait of a Thief by Grace B. Lee. You see right there. And this is what I am highly anticipating to read. It was published, I think, April of this year. And essentially, let me give you a slight blurb that that is on the Waterstones website. This was how things began. Boston, on the cusp of fall, is sacked between rubble 23 pieces of priceless Chinese art. Even in this back room, dust catching the slot of golden late afternoon light, we'll hear the silence. It sounded like a promise. Ooh! First of all, Robin Sacklers, we are here for it. Look it up. If you don't know the whole deal, search up Full Frontal with Samantha B. Sackler. Eat the rich. Yeah. Second of all, it is basically a high story about POC, so yeah. We're here for it. You know, I love POC stories. I love finding out what would they've done in this. Is that a conventional trope? Like, these one of these scenarios that has been written a lot of, but in the perspective of like Asians, and also look at the cover. That cover is so amazing. The blue and the yellow. I love blue, and yellow goes really well with my skin. So next one, I'm gonna go to biggest disappointment, and y'all gonna find me on this. I just know y'all gonna find me on this. The Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. Yeah. A lot of you loved it. I know a lot of people love this. I know Harry Styles recommended this. Calm down. Why am I disappointed in Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood? The story itself, I like. The ending, I kind of understand, but like, off guard. I was caught off guard. And I don't know. I think the hype was built up so much. I mean, I don't like slow books, and this is the slowest I'm gonna go. And that's kind of saying something, like how fast I want to read books. But also at the same time, I don't know, I think it's because the hype was there so much that I was like just waiting for it to just like turn itself and just like, hold up! And I mean, the whole thing of them going to the hostel was actually really fascinating, and I like that. But yeah, there's a lot of questions that I kind of still was asking, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I want to read other Murakami books. Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. That's my opinion. Bye. Biggest surprise. How graphic Call Me by Your Name is. So, in order for me to read more and to make it a habit, I've decided that every time in each night that I pull out my phone just like look at social media, I would just simply open my book, to the point that I actually walk down the street reading my book. Yeah, I like reading now. But literally walking down the middle of the street, like at at 6 a.m. or like at 4 p.m. and I'm just reading like how they describe each other's genitals and what would they use to it, and the apricot scene, it's more graphic than the movie. And I know they can't show that in the movie. Actually, I need to watch the movie again so that I can see, but like, I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan. I was not a fan of the age gap that they started with. I mean, later on, 40, 47, yeah, great, whatever, do you do. But 17 and 24, we have problems. Despite the fact that that really shocked me, like how graphic it is, it's pursuit for total intimacy, as it literally says in the blurb. Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Yeah, like, this is it. This is my guilty pleasure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to put it on the hill that I will die on. Because when I talk about total intimacy, this is what I mean. I understand. I think that's also because, like, the graphicness of it makes them so vulnerable and shows each other's, like, feelings and emotions, especially Elio. And you know, you can't just separate emotions with physicalness or physical attraction. They all accumulate all together, and also the intelligent attraction and stuff like that. So, biggest shock, biggest surprise, yeah. Now, who is my new favorite author? I think it's a bit obvious. It's Asian Vuong. If he's gonna produce any more novella, prose, I'm buying it. I am gonna line up at midnight and get it, and get a signed copy because Asian Vuong, man, he can write. I love the fact that he was a poet first before he became an author. I mean, he's still a poet, but the way that he has control over language is just so beautiful. It's astounding. Honestly, I love it. Any runner-ups? I'd say in terms of non-fiction, Rennie Adelage was the most accessible, and everything that she wrote about here was, first of all, correct. And even the claims for it are just riveting. It's amazing. So I want to read anything else that she writes. But for now, I'm definitely just gonna follow her on Twitter and Instagram and see what else she's on and what other non-fiction authors she recommends. Yeah. Okay, who is my new favorite character? Apart from Nick and Charlie, because you know that's everyone's new favorite character. I think Ludwig from Swimming in the Dark by Thomas Zajewski. I think this book is basically like Call Me by Your Name, but set in Soviet era Poland, 1980s, and they start from university, and then they go to agricultural camp because of the revolution and the Soviet. And it's kind of like these two people falling in love, but the other guy kinda is reluctant to do it because it's Soviet era and they can get K-worded just for being gay. So him wanting to fight for what they have is actually really, really admirable. And so he's my new fictional crush. Is that what we're talking about? Or my new favorite character? Either way, yeah, those two. Yeah, okay, great. Wow, this tag is going great. Okay, the next category is the most beautiful book that I've bought. Now, I'm gonna divide this into two things. First of all, the most beautiful book that I bought in terms of idea, in terms of explanation, I actually really think is Michael J. Sandel's What Money Can't Buy. and it's a exploration of how far has capitalism seeped into our social life, and how market economy is literally trying to monetize everything. You know, I mean, that's kind of obvious now. Just like even me reading books, I'm trying to monetize off it because I need money, I need a job, and yeah. But Michael J. Sandel has a way of being able to describe everything, big terms, big ideas in such simple, concise ways, or going through case studies or analogies. The first book that I've ever read from him is actually Michael J. Sandel, Justice. Oh, so this is this a sequel? It's not really a sequel, but his book called Justice. I read that before doing law school. I advise that to everyone who's about to do the undergrad for law, or a JDL, like a conversion degree, or if you're just thinking of doing anything remotely around law. Read Justice by Michael J. Sandel. Amazing book. And in terms of visual beauty, the most beautiful cover, I'm sorry, Alice Oseman, but I also have to say, another briefly gorgeous. First of all, look at the reflection on the title itself, and also the, I don't know if you can see like the tiny little stars, and then this whole autumn leaves kind of like item in the middle. It kind of reminds you of like fleeting beauty, because first of all it's autumn, and also the suns the little tiny stars themselves are projections of dying stars, and then they're gonna disappear in the night sky. So, really, because we're on Earth, we're briefly gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous covers, gorgeous, gorgeous minds. So, thank you for going through my mid-year freakout tag. These are all the books I've read this year. I absolutely love reading books now. I now have the time to read books, and hopefully you guys are having an amazing year so far. I know we're just trying to get out of the pandemic as well. Even in some countries, there's still a lot of pandemic restrictions. But if we can escape anywhere from all of the things that are surrounding us in the world, it would be the books. Yeah. I eat books for breakfast. It does make sense. But yeah, I like these books. I wouldn't say I love all of them, but I like these books. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, also tell me like what is your favorite book this year so far, and I'll add it to my TBR list. Yeah, and hopefully if I just randomly are in like a bookshop, like what's the independent bookshop, and I see a comment, maybe I'll just buy it. Maybe I'll just do it. Dare me to do it. Yeah, maybe I'll just do it. And yeah, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Be you, and I'll be me. Everything that's broke, leave it to the breeze. Why don't you be you, and I'll be me, and I'll be me.